will you please tell the jury whether these two photographs, 510 Yankee from States Exhibit 510 Yankee and Defense Stillwell 44, are captured from the same social media site?
They are. Yes, they are. The names differ because you can change your Instagram name whenever you like, and depending on when you capture it, it'll just capture the name that the person goes by at that moment. But yeah, they're the same.
And what is the social media handle for Defense Stillwell Exhibit 44?
SB_with the shit. All one word with no dots, dashes, or any other manner of punctuation in between the words with the shit.
How many social media sites have you reviewed and been able to hover over a photograph to determine the date that the photograph was posted?
Thousands.
Right. And on Defense Stillwell Exhibit 44, are you able to make the determination that you made earlier to the jury based on those thousands of reviews of social media sites and pages regarding the date?
Well, yes. I mean, that box that appears where the date would normally be. Now, if that was superimposed into the image from some other means, I don't know. All I know is that when you mouse over the age, that's when navigating your mouse cursor over the age of the post, it will pop up in a little box. It will say the specific date that it was posted. I see such a little box on DS44. However, there is nothing in it.
Okay. I'm showing you now what has been labeled as States Exhibit 524 Yankee. Do you recognize States Exhibit 524 Yankee?
I do.
And how do you recognize States Exhibit 524 Yankee?
This is a image from Twitter that I captured, where I utilized that method, in fact, where the Twitter's a little bit different. It doesn't just say like 3 weeks old. They actually put the date. And the date here is January 10th, 2015. And when I moused over it, the specific date or time on January 10th, 2015 popped up. Specific time on January 10th, 2015 popped up.
Your Honor, the state tender States Exhibit 524 Yankee as evidence. Can I see that? That's another. Thank you. Now, before we publish States Exhibit 524 Yankee, would you tell the jury who it is that is depicted in 510 Yankee and Defense Stillwell 44?
That's Shannon Stillwell, a.k.a. Shannon Jackson.
Okay. And while we are publishing that, would you tell the jury who is depicted in States Exhibit 524 Yankee?
This would be Deamonte Kendrick, a.k.a. Yak, a.k.a. Yak Gotti.
All right. And is that from the Twitter account or Twitter feed of defendant Deamonte Kendrick?
It is.
And what is that handle?
Yak Gotti, and that's spelled YAKGOTTY, or excuse me, GOTTI _
All right. Now, what is the date and time that photograph was posted?
January 10th, 2015 at 7:35 p.m.
And is there a caption to this photograph that is depicted in 524 Yankee?
If I see that real quick. There is. Y'all ends know me, Santana voice. Hashtag Maniac back. All one word, spelled MANIAC with no punctuation in between the maniac and the back.
And is the photograph or the posting on the screen what you just read to and described for the jury, if we could blow it up?
Yes, that's it.
And the black box at the top with the date and time in it, is that the one that you were describing?
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you. Were you also able to get the Twitter feed for a Quindarius Zachary?
I did. I found that as well.
All right. Does
Okay.
526 Yankee appear to be the Twitter feed that you captured for Quindarius Zachary?
Yes, that I saved. Yes, it is.
All right. And is that a fair and accurate reflection of the Twitter feed that you captured and saved for Quindarius Zachary?
It is.
State tenders 526 Yankee.
We would object on a variety of grounds. Number one, that it is hearsay. Number two, that it violates the confrontation clause. And number three, that there's been no authentication that these are legitimate Twitter records.
Okay, well,
There's-
that's not anything that we can sort out in this instant.
If the court will allow me to have a
Why
response.
don't we move on to something else for a little while, and we'll deal with that over lunch as well.
Yes, Your Honor. Would the court allow me to
No, we'll deal with
Okay.
it over lunch.
Will do, Your Honor. Thank you. So DDA Sprinkel, when you reviewed the social media accounts for Quindarius Zachary, for Deamonte, Kendrick, for Shannon, Stillwell, did you observe or did you review the social media accounts for any of the other persons in this courtroom today?
Yes.
Whose?
I believe,
And if you need to refresh your recollection, please do so.
okay, I believe Jeffrey Williams.
Okay.
I looked at his. Deamonte Kendricks we already discussed.
Okay.
Shannon Stillwell or Shannon Jackson.
Okay.
That's all I can remember for right now.
Have you reviewed the social media account for Rodelius Ryan for any reason at all?
Yeah, I believe I did. It wasn't with regard to this investigation. though.
It wasn't in regards to the Donovan Thomas investigation?
No.
Okay. Now, what information did you use from the social media accounts you just described to the jury that aided in your investigation?
Well, there was a lot of things. I mean, there's photos and videos that depict certain things, and these things, for example, would be who people.
Were
It
you
wouldn't.
able to see any associations that?
Yes.
aided in your
Objection as to
investigation?
hearsay.
Overruled.
Yeah. I mean, if I see a photo, and I'm not naming anybody specifically, but if I take a look at a photo on a social media page and I see that it depicts, say, 4 people, and they're all together and they appear cordial, then from that I can say, well, they at the very least were cordial in that instance. And if I see multiple photographs that show that, I say, well, it seems like that perhaps they're associates. And then from there I can continue to
Objection
delve.
to the speculation.
Overruled.
And then from there, if possible, I'd get a search warrant. I'd be able to find communications. And if the communications concern some of these parties that appear together, then I would be able to glean a little bit more insight into their relationship.
Okay. And when gathering these social media pages and sites, are there phone numbers associated with them as well?
Yes.
All right. Did you look at any particular locations of interest as it related to those phone numbers that you gathered during your investigation? Without saying what you did, but did you look at, for instance, places like the Green Store?
I did.
All right. And did you look at, for instance, places
Objection
like,
to the leading question.
Sustained.
did you look at residents?
I did.
Did you look at other businesses?
Yes.
Did you look at restaurants?
Yes.
All right. Now, when you said that you have been to Sky House condominiums before, do you have to do anything to get inside?
I believe there was some. I believe there was some sort of controlled access. To get inside, I don't remember. I think it was Investigator Marissa Viverito.
I'm going to show you. We're looking at a portion, page 153 of a report that you did. Refresh your recollection.
Sure. Oh, yes. I see.
Without talking about what it is.
Okay, I see that, yes.
So was there any sort of controlled access for Sky House condominiums?
Well, there was a
Midtown.
Call box.
Okay. And what does that call box, what do you have to do?
Well, you would call it in order to get access to the building. I just can't specifically remember if when I went there, I was required to do that, given that I went there in my capacity as a government employee.
Okay.
But I know that I identified that there was a call box, the number for that call box, et cetera.
Was it controlled access?
Yes.
All right. Did you also look at the phone records for a 404-823-8553? And I'll ask you to, if you need to refresh your memory, I'll show you page 155 of the report that you authored.
Yes, I did. I looked at those.
All right. And who was that number registered to?
Objection, hearsay.
I can ask additional foundational questions. How did you obtain those call information, those call logs? Did you get or subpoena the call records from the telephone company?
I had those records, and I believe I obtained them from another investigator.
Okay. Now, would you tell the jury whether, when you spoke of looking at other incidents, whether any of those other incidents involved an artist by the name of Lil Wayne?
Yes.
And what incident was that you looked at?
There was a instance.
Objection, that's going to call for hearsay.
Overruled.
You may answer.
There was an incident in 2015 in which Lil Wayne, I believe his name is Wayne Carter, when his tour bus, while traveling along the interstate, sustained ballistic damage from a firearm.
Okay. And did you obtain or look at any phone records provided by the lead detective in that case?
I did.
All right. What phone number was that?
That was the number that.
Just give me the digits.
Objection to hearsay.
For the
The phone number involved? So it.
Yes.
The sustained. Okay.
Your Honor, it's not making an assertion, it's just asking if you got a phone number, not who it belongs to.
You can ask a different question, but the phone number you asked, the question that you asked called for hearsay.
All right. Did you identify any numbers of interest while looking at that investigation?
I did.
And what number was that?
That would be hearsay. Objection.
Sustained.
Were you able to review the records for the number that you found pertinent to your investigation?
I did.
And did you observe or review communications made in those records?
The logs of incoming and outgoing calls and text messages, yes.
What number did you review incoming and outgoing calls and text messages from as it relates to that
Objection.
investigation?
That would be hearsay.
Sustained.
Did you review the records for 770, or did you see in any of the records that you reviewed for 504-975-3904 communication with a number, and if you need to look on your report, let me know, 770-881-1440?
I did.
Okay. Were you able to determine anything about whether that call picked up or didn't pick up?
Well, yeah, it appeared to me that the call was answered.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. I don't know that. I can't tell that it was answered. No, it's not apparent to me that call was answered. No, I could just see there was an incoming call.
Okay.